Share it. Okay, so and then you want to start with the music?
Yeah, you got the intro right there, right?
All right, we're gonna start with the music here, guys. Hopefully, someone's watching. Okay, let's start that over.
Yeah, start it
Ready, set, go. Time for the show. Joe Audio and my bro Paco about to bring that laugh attack. Yeah, about that. Make you laugh out loud, cause this is where it's at.
This is the best podcast that you'll ever hear. It's not so comforting just for your ears. We got gimmicks and skits with limitless wits, making other podcasters just quit.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's the man, the cop Paco, posted up in the cut like a bandage.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Joe Audio right here representing for Yeah About That, the podcast.
And this is Mean Gene, Dark Mark from Down Under, let it be known.
Yeah. So you know what? Today we got a new album review. I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but Kxng Crooked has released an EP. It's called Flag. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and get right into that.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the album cover. Gene, why don't you kick it off, man? What are your thoughts on the album cover?
Thank you, Paco, and thank you for having me back. Very fine choice of album. I like my lyricists, and this guy certainly is. But more on that later. The album cover. I like it. It's simple. It's effective. He's got a COB bandana on there around, the face, and he's also doing the touching the temple, the gesture to use your mind. And that's what this album is about. Definitely, it's about representing the streets, but using your mind as well. Yeah, so I really like it. I think it works.
Yes. Okay. Jay, what are your thoughts on this album cover?
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. So, he has that COB, which I'm honestly not sure what that means.
I do. I looked it up. It means Circle of Bosses.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So Circle of Bosses. See, yeah, like Gene said, he has his bandana on there, almost like a militant type style, where he's kind of just, that's the current state of what's kind of going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Like, ready for this. He's also practicing proper COVID protocols, wearing his face mask there. And pointing to his head, like Gene said, think for yourself. So Paco?
Yeah, it's a good album cover, it just gets straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I got these lyrics up here or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and share them. And he does.
Indeed, he does.
Yeah, it's very cool, you know what I'm saying? So I do like the album cover.
Yeah, so just for everyone out there that's trying to imagine what it looks like, kind of that right there.
Yeah, that's the album cover. We're going low tech with it. Next time we'll have it on screen, like proper, like.
So,
but you know what? We should bust open Paco's 4-part secret recipe for creating a new album review.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
What's the first criteria?
All right, so the first criteria is going to be the beats. So on a scale of 1 to 5, we will rate the beats on this album. We'll let Gene, one of our favorite guests, to go ahead and go first.
Thank you, Joe Audio. Beats. What can I say? Yeah, fantastic. Just simply fantastic. From the little bit of research that I did do, the primary producer on this is Big Blizz. Not familiar with him, but that's who it is. Apart from special mention on the track Hot Sauce, which is actually produced by none other than Eminem. And so it's a very consistent production. Eminem's production is very nice. Check it out there, listeners, viewers. And but basically, there's the hard stuff, there's the gangster stuff that's done well, there's the more mellow, introspective, reflective stuff, so that's really good as well. And throughout the whole album, it's paced correctly. All different types of production is placed correctly throughout the album to create a whole journey, a whole vibe. 5 out of 5. What can I say?
All right.
Yeah, that's true, man. So who do you
want to you guys?
Yeah, who do you want to go next? Do you want me?
Who would I like to go next? Joe Audio, what do you think? What do you think for this?
All right, so the beats on this one. So yeah, typically with more lyrical type rappers, they do tend to have grimier type beats, grimier sounds. But honestly, maybe it's because it's an East Coast versus West Coast thing. Like King Crooked doesn't really have beats that are too grimy that you can't feel. Has that West Coast feel in it. So with that West Coast feel, like generally those types of beats are a lot more, for lack of a better term, they bang, like they really bump in your system. And there's a lot of these beats that do that. Now, not every song is meant for that, but overall, like I would say these beats are really good. I had no complaints really on any of the beats because they really fit well with the song and then made you feel the song a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually go ahead and give this a 5. There wasn't any whack beats. There weren't any that made me want to skip. Like regardless of what the song was about or the lyrics, the beats are all on point. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yes, that's a good analysis, Jay.
Parker, what do you think about this?
Well, I like the beats a lot. They really do complement the lyricism. There's it's nothing really bad. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really throw me off or anything. It's pretty consistent. Yeah. And, when I saw the Hot Sauce music video today, that's when I found Eminem produced that, because he got the credit on the video. And
nice.
Yeah, so, I'll give the beats a 5 also. You know what I'm saying? He tears it up nicely.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. And what we're going to do right now, do something kind of special.
What's up?
We're going to move to criteria number 2. So on your screen, you should see criteria 2, which is going to be lyrics.
Yes.
Yes, I forgot to utilize that a little more, but
you know what? Before we go any further, I just want to dedicate this one to all the people out there who is like, who are scared to, start a podcast, who want to start a podcast, and just basically the people who don't believe in themselves. I just want to say, man, I don't believe in you either, so don't do it. Let's just keep on moving.
So, with that all being said, lyrics is going to be the next criteria. So, Gene, bless us with your opinion.
Okay, absolutely. Lyrics, yeah. King Crooked, what can I say? People, they have this idea of the West Coast that it's all party, good vibes, lots of hooks, lots of singing, that sort of thing, and kind of basic lyrics. I'm just kind of general opinion. But King Crooked proves them wrong. There's some serious lyricists there. There's some serious factions of lyricists. And this guy, he's up there. He shows how lyrically good he is when he's getting more gangster with it. He spits faster. The syllable placement is ridiculous. His wordplay is ridiculous. But as with the production, as with the beats, he can slow it down. He can get more straight to the point, more simple but effective lyrics in that way. And also the tone of his voice, he can change it up as well. So in terms of vocal delivery and lyrics, again, nothing but 5 for this guy. Really, really impressed. Parko, I know you feel king. Please bless us with your thoughts.
Yeah, nothing short of 5. You know what? We didn't even record.
It is recording on the Facebook. It's recording on the YouTube. So we'll just take the audio off that one. So we apologize.
Jesus, I just noticed. Yeah, why you gotta point that out to me? I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, we're not recording this on our Roadcaster. So you're not going to get very good audio quality. We might. I don't know. You may not get the best audio quality when we put the podcast out on the audio stream.
But you know what? We're going to keep it pushing.
Yes.
That's right.
Why do you point that out right when I say?
Because I just noticed it.
You're such a jerk. Okay, look. King Crooked gets a 5 for lyricism every single time. If you haven't heard any of his other albums, then you got to go check them out. They're nothing short of lyrical miracles, like Gene likes to say. You know what I'm saying? And the way he not just the words he uses, but the way he delivers and all that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The Teenage Killer song where he makes himself sound like a little kid. That song is just depressing. You know what I'm saying? The song before that's even sadder.
Yeah, it's down this like sadness hole, and it's like, man,
because his lyrics are also talking about issues that are going on, and this is real life. This ain't no fantasy story time. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
It reminds me of like Conway, also Griselda guys making those serious songs that talk about real life issues.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what it reminds me of too, because those fools can get lyrical also. And then the way they tell the story and when they're not rapping about selling drugs and killing people. They're talking about real life stuff, and that's just like on par. They're like on par with each other. I would love to see them collab.
Ooh, a versus even. A versus.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody would be like looking for that one, I would say.
Yeah, so 5.
You said okay, yeah. I was gonna say you said a lot of words, but no numbers.
I said 5 right before. Jay, pay attention to your own podcast.
All right. So oh man. So Kxng Crooked. Again, you would think this dude's from the East Coast of how lyrical like he gets. And I mean, I know the West Coast can spit too. There's a lot of, the underground LA scene is really lyrical. They do have a lot of respect in the game. But Kxng Crooked like is on another level. He's in the mainstream. I mean, maybe not so much now, but he's been there. So he has a following. And you would think, because sometimes with lyrics, you can just kind of throw whatever out there on a banging beat, especially West Coast, and you can have a party to it. No one even cares what they're saying. But Kxng Crooked says, like Paco and Gene were saying, like some serious stuff. Like, and even when he changes it up to that, like the slower pace, where it's more methodical, and he's saying like very impactful words, even though it's not all like complex, it's very impactful, and that means sometimes more than being the greatest freestyler in the world type of deal. So with that being said, I felt everything he said. And those songs are sad, that the ones we're talking about with, the little kid, the teenage killer, or whatever the song was called, and where the kid gets killed. You should have been able to grow up in this.
Yeah, you were supposed to.
Yeah, that was sad, and you feel sad for those. And then on the more gangster songs, it's like you feel like you want to join a gang. Like I almost joined a gang after listening to this album.
Oh, wow.
But no, in seriousness, 5 across the board. You can't go any better almost than this. 5.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna go ahead and click on criteria.
Criteria 3.
Criteria.
Does anyone want to take a guess what criteria 3 is before I place it on the screen?
Thickness. No.
Okay, we're just gonna move into it. It's hooks.
Okay.
We're not gonna comment on what Paco just said.
Yeah. Ooh.
Forget I said anything. Go ahead.
It's good. Okay, so yeah, the hooks. We're gonna move into the hooks section of this.
Go ahead, Gene. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not echoing, am I? No. Okay, the hooks. Okay, like it's a thing we've come across there before, fellas, with the hooks, with the grimier lyricists, if you will. But this guy does have hooks, but they're just like you were supposed to. That is repeated throughout the song. You were supposed to example. That itself is a hook. It hooks you into the rhythm, the theme of the song, the subject matter of the song. But they don't jump out, hey, here's the chorus type hook. It is the hook that hooks you into the song. Hot sauce, to flip it to the gangster side rather than the conscientious side. Again, with the hot sauce, that makes you, as you say, wants to hang out with the squad, with the COB bandana squad. You know what I mean? You want to go out for a night with them. So it shows that two types of existence for this guy and his people, for Kxng Crooked and his people, on the lighter and the darker side, through hooks that don't make you like wave your hands in the air, but really hook you into this song on all levels. So I mean, I'm not a big hook person, but this guy Kxng Crooked really shows what can be done with it there, Joe Audio, and I'm going to give it a 5 again. But very curious to know what you think of the hooks there, Mr. Audio.
Yeah, so on the hooks, now being a West Coast artist, I mean, hooks are almost going to become second nature, and you can even argue that with West Coast artists that the hooks are more the foundation, the primary like part of the song that they think of maybe first, and then go into the verses. Whereas sometimes on the East Coast, or at least a lot of the more lyrical rappers on the East have really good verses and then subpar hooks. So,
DMX.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about DMX, but he's able to do it with ease. Now, but with that also being said, like you kind of expect something that pops out, that like stands out above and beyond the verses. I mean, these verses are really good, but being a West Coast rapper, you kind of expect those hooks to pop out even further. And they worked really well, but I'm gonna say I think that some of the hooks could have been better. They really work for the songs. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but none of them like draw you in. They just go along with the theme in a full package. So it's well rounded, but it's not anything I think that would be radio playable, in a sense where you're not going to get a hook that makes you want to get on the dance floor type deal. Singing afterwards, you're not going to really be doing that too much with these hooks. So I'm going to give it a 4 because the hooks are really good, but I think it could have been just a tad bit better on them to make them catchier. So 4.
Okay. It's fair.
Thank you for that.
Now, Paco, I think you don't agree with me for some reason.
I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you got some insight that I don't have probably.
Okay, well, let's see what you got.
Well, the hooks, Kxng Crooked is so lyrical. His hooks are so lyrical. Sometimes you don't realize it's the hook until he repeats it. You know what I'm saying? And the way it flows is dope. I'm going to give it a 5. My favorite hook is the Still Regulating. That one is sick. That hook got me.
Man, that was a good hook.
I died 4 times listening to that. I killed it. I'm going to give him a 5, man. He's a genius.
All right. 5 it
No
is.
doubt.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the final criteria.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
We're not gonna allow Paco to guess on this one, so we're just gonna go right into it.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be the criteria 4 is gonna be features.
Yeah, features.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go right into it. Gene.
Okay, well, the features. It's pretty much family business is the only featured artist here, and that is his. Sorry, I should have had that prepared. That's his crew. Well, he's known for Slaughterhouse. Yeah, for those that don't know. Yeah, Once Upon a Time, Boys to 5'9", and all that. Kxng Crooked was a member. Our family business, though, is his old crew, which is his 4 brothers, Kxng Crooked and his 4 brothers, Horseshoe Gang, if I may. Julius, Kenny, Demetrius, and Dice have finally joined forces to form one supergroup family business. That's with a V. Kxng Crooked, like, here's the X. He likes to fuck up the spelling of things to make it unique. These 2 separate rap hacks have been creating lyrical storms for years, and they're coming together for an entire album for the first time later this year. Okay. Wait on to that one. But the hooks, how they feature on the. It's fine. I mean, it's hot sauce. It's the squad track hanging out of the night doing their thing, produced by Eminem. So it's got that, it's got that gangster, that grimy feel at least. So they feature well on this track, but that is the only feature on the 29-ish minute EP, this one. So I don't think it's a bad thing that there's not more hooks, but I would have liked some. And, I only give it 20 if I really, really feel it's 20. So it's the one thing where I would have liked to see maybe Eminem come on because, they're homies, they've worked together, or whoever, so I'll give it a 4 just because I'm wanting a little bit more. I'm wanting to hear him with someone else just to flesh it out overall. Yeah, that's me, Joe.
4. All right. I actually pretty much agree with what Gene was saying as far as there is only one feature. I mean, I guess you could say the feature producer with Eminem, but there's really not like anything else. So the songs fit really good together. They have a real nice cohesion. I think I don't know. They're put together well. I don't know if I use the right word there, but there we go. Oh man,
I'm so sorry.
I haven't heard that show for a minute.
That's why we go live, because you don't get these jams on pre-recorded.
Dude, that's the best part of the show, probably. Like, I'm gonna guarantee that's the best part of the show.
Yes.
So sorry, fellas. Just pushed a button on my page. Sorry.
All good, man. So, but the features, I definitely would like to have seen more. Whether it be some of the old Slaughterhouse homies, maybe even some other West Coast artists, some of the
Royce could have been cool.
Yeah, Royce would have been definitely a welcome addition to this, and I think would have fit really well with Crooked, or even some of the other West Coast legends out there, man. Like, I'm not saying the game's on Crooked's level, but the game, he's always been out there doing stuff.
I feel you.
Even Snoop, like he's had him on other projects in the past. Just any of the other West Coast legends, or even up and comers, Kendrick or something. I think that would have actually really complimented well, and would have actually made it a little more, I don't want to say interesting, but a little more lively in some of the songs to have someone else, because then it would have probably broke up the mood and then, made it something completely different. But it works for what it is by itself. What's up, G?
Just wanted to, good point with Kendrick Lamar there actually as well, because he walks that line between the conscientious and the gangster rapper as well. And lyrically, we all know how good he is. And, those two together, I think would be quite, I don't know if they've worked together before, but it would be something quite unique in my opinion. So nicely pointed out there,
Yeah,
Joe.
Man, even something like J. Cole or something, like just someone, But yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give the features. I'm gonna give it a 3, only because I think it needed features. Which sometimes albums, like when artists do an album by themselves, sometimes they don't need them. But I think this one actually kind of needed it to make it stand out more.
It's fair.
So 3 it is. Now, Paco.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me. Can you please tell me why I'm wrong?
Well, maybe people are too afraid to get featured on a Kxng Crooked track. They're not up to par. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody just coming in and ruining this masterpiece that he has planned out, concept and the way that the words flow and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? I think it came out good, The Hot Sauce track was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Just the way he featured those fools on there, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll give it a 5 just because it didn't take away because he didn't have other people on it. I think if he had other people on it, it would have taken away, I think.
He probably made a full album if he had features, because this is just like a little EP, right?
Yeah, I don't know what Kxng Crooked's thinking, but yeah.
Yeah, there is a point to like what you're saying there, Parko, with taking away if others come on. My angle on that is because he's really, as well as showing, what happened to Breonna Taylor, to Mia Rice, what is happening over in your country at the moment with your election coming up. It's very, he's focused on, all of that, but he's also focused on showing, hey, you fools thought, I wasn't who I said I was. Check this out. And so I don't want to be distracted. I don't want you to be distracted by other people coming in, Method Man or whatever, anyone robbing the track, murdering the track. I want you to focus on me, how good I am, and what I have to say about what's going on at the moment. So that's a good point there, Parko, as well. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, but I don't know if but that's exactly what I was saying. I don't know if anybody would have been able to add anything to it, really.
Don't know. I'd be keen on Kendrick, but hey, it's all speculation.
Yeah, I would actually like to hear some features, but I don't think it would add anything to it. So I don't think it would change my opinion of the entire album, if you will.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to say too, like if any features would have improved it or made it worse, because you obviously don't have
supposed to feature. You were supposed to feature.
Nice.
Somebody, Crooked. Let's see.
Yeah, he was supposed to feature on there, but he cracked on. So, okay, that was his feature. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add up all these scores and see what we graded it. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and play our favorite verses. So each one of us is gonna pick a verse, and let's go ahead and start out with Gene, since he's been going first for the criteria. We'll have you pick the first song we're gonna play here.
Yep, and that will be the first verse of "Okay, You Feelin' That," and I chose this one just for lyrical skill and an MC flow. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Just they'll hear it, their audio. Let it be known.
All right, so we're gonna actually add that in post, because we're not gonna play music and get like taken off YouTube and other services that
sure. Yeah, all bad.
Copyrighted material.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just imagine everyone go, "Oh, you're right, Gene. This is it. Yes, you're 100% correct."
That was a great song. Everyone sing along if you know the lyrics.
I mean, Gene played copyrighted material earlier. Why can't we just?
Yeah.
So, but no, we'll add that in post, and then we'll come back in. So go ahead and bring us back in, Gene. And
alrighty, and that was first verse of "Okay, You Feelin' That," and I'm sure everyone did feel that out there. But enough of me. Parko, what do you got for us? I know you've got a goodie for us, and I'm keen to hear it. And everyone, I'm sure, will love it. Go for it.
Yeah, just play that verse from Holy Cloth, because that just kicks off the album beautifully. It tells you what he's about. You know what I'm saying? He's not with these fools that are drinking adrenochrome and stuff like that. He puts that in his verse. I can't believe he said that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he kicks it off beautifully. There's even a video for that. So you know what? Go ahead and check it out. All right, yeah. So that was sick, you know.
Yes, that was great, man. I'm glad you picked that song.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. Pick a song.
Okay, so
a verse. I mean,
a verse. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'll just go with the first verse. I like the first verse because this one's actually more because of the hook. So I'm gonna pick "Still Regulating." Me and Paco were talking about this a little bit earlier, and it got kind of that dub C type feel. Some of that, that West Side Connection, Warren G, Nate Dogg, like that old West Coast. So I like that song. That one's one of the real West Coast tracks I like. So
yeah,
we'll get into "Still Regulating" by Kxng Crooked. All right, and we're back, and we're still regulating as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to,
it reminds me of a Dub C verse on "Gangsters Make the World Go Round," West Side Connection album, 1996, the best album of the 90s, probably.
That one, maybe we can come back and review that one.
Yeah, we gotta do it again. We didn't do it justice the first time.
So we added up all the scores, and we got our tallies, our totals right here, right now on Yeah About That. So, Gene. It looks like you gave this a 19, so almost a perfect score, but just one short. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's on point. Absolutely. That's how I'm feeling. It's close to perfection. Make it a little longer. Put in a pertinent MC to feature, like Kendrick Lamar, as we've been discussing, and you have like a near masterpiece, an almost instant classic. Yeah, this is on the road to creating instant classics. It's like where this guy's getting. As far as I know from my experience, I'm not an expert on the man, but I've loved everything I have heard, and this has just hooked me in even deeper there, Joe Audio. So 19, absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you.
And I agree with that. Like Kxng Crooked, like doesn't drop anything whack. Like some things, maybe not as good as his other tracks, but then he just kind of takes it another level that you didn't even expect sometimes. So he's a really good artist. I'll go next, and then we'll say Paco for last.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to say my score. My score was a 17. So 17 out of 20. Really the features, and that kind of goes back to what Gene was saying. If they added another feature, and even maybe made it a little bit longer, like so it feels like a full album, that would have been like the only thing that would have made it better. As far as it is now, it's a really good album. I do recommend everyone go check it out. Kxng Crooked, this is prime Kxng Crooked, so you won't be disappointed. But as far as if it could be better, yes, I do believe it could be a little bit better, and that's with potentially more tracks and or more features, which could even those features, would potentially expand or kind of bring about different ideas that could, be explored that maybe Kxng Crooked wasn't thinking out, himself. So 17 out of 20. Now Paco,
yeah,
this is the moment we all been waiting for because I think people have been keeping track at home. For those that have been keeping track at home, Paco gave this a 20.
Yeah.
20. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I like Kxng Crooked. I always like anything he drops. I'm a mark for Kxng Crooked. It's biased, and that's how it's going to stay.
I mean, did you expect it to be a 20?
Yes,
like
I did. As soon as I seen it, I was like, okay, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I seen it on his, when he posted it, that it was live. I think I was like I think I was like a day late, seeing the album drop. Like I didn't hear it the day it came out.
Yeah,
it dropped October 23rd to be exact. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Paco was pretty excited when he was telling me about it. So I kind of figured this is what was going down, but I agree with him. It's a really good album, so I'm glad I listened to it.
Yeah. Good job, everybody. Good job.
Just one thing just out there, just for a little extra things for people to discover Kxng Crooked, what he's all about. His podcast, his YouTube channel, Crook's Corner.
Yeah.
There's only a few episodes out, a few interviews, but mine got Rakim and Eminem, those two interviews. Check them out because, you want to hear about real MCs talking about lyrics and the whole shebang, the history of writing lyrics, how to write lyrics, how they individually write lyrics, how people don't get their lyrics. And they definitely go on about that, Eminem, quite a bit. I'm sure you can imagine. King Crook's Corner YouTube channel.
Yeah, and you know, I think a couple years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I think he had a podcast feed called Crook's Corner, and he had like 1 or 2 episodes called Bloody Money or something, where he tells the entire story of how he got involved with Death Row Records and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's a crazy story, and he's like, "Oh yeah, come back for part 2." And there's no part 2. He just leaves it. It's so upsetting, dude.
Yeah,
but
that
you
was
find
tight.
it on your RSS feed, like on your podcast app. Look up Kxng Crooked or Crooked Eye, and then it'll probably come up. It's he's such a good storyteller on that. Oh man,
yeah, man. No, I heard that too. I remember that. Like you're like on the edge of your seat, like every little thing he talks about, and you know it has to be real just because of the situation, how it played out, like details. Yeah, it's very interesting, man.
Is this some Suge Knight shit?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
When he's talking to Suge Knight when he's in prison, when he signed to Death Row and all that.
Yeah,
so
first came out, and man, yeah.
I'll be checking that out. Thank you, guys.
Feed. But yeah, you know what, you guys watching live, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. We'll come back with what's whack and recommendations from us. Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
I gotta go pee-pee, dude.
Yeah. Well, let's put something.
We're still live?
No, that's not. That's a background. Let's see. Yeah, we're still live.
We're still live. Okay.
I'm just gonna wait here. Paco.
Does this get edited at all? Does it all go through? I've never done this
the live
before.
feed is unedited. So whatever is there is there. But when we post up the audio version, that will be edited. I'm going to add the songs in there, that we picked, and then any potential, like right now, this will all be probably cut out on the audio feed. So
yeah, okay. Yep.
Now,
just a little bit more conscientious and aware, of myself and how I look being live and stuff.
It is definitely a different situation. This is like maybe our 3rd or 4th time doing it live, so obviously we didn't have a few things lined up, the music and stuff, like our intro. We didn't press record on the Roadcaster here, so we're gonna have to use the audio that's from the stream, the live stream, so things like that. But we're getting there, and
yeah, that's all just getting used to. You know what I mean? I mean, like Joe Rogan took 500 episodes until he actually had, a legitimate product for the mainstream. But the 499 before that, it's just crazy.
I've actually looked at some of those, and then even the new ones, and even just is his setup, like the whole setup too, and everything is, obviously you see the sound padding we got here. This is the studio where we record music at as well. So
okay, nice.
Things like that going on.
Oh,
okay, yeah, that's there.
It hurts so much though. Oh.
Well, I'm slowly getting there. I've got as you can see, my camera's better. I've got a mic now. I need to get some proper lighting and an actual desk, a proper backdrop. I'm sitting on my bed here, people, because it's a new home. I've got a new home, new lighting, new environment, that sort of thing. So
one of the things they sell. You can buy like those ring lights that people use on their phones or whatnot. Their little attachments, or like honestly, what we're using. I don't even know what this is. This is it's just
oh yeah, halogen lamp sort of thing.
Basic.
Yeah.
So it's brightened towards us because that's the main thing. You just want your face to be lit up. Yeah,
you just want to be seen at this stage.
That is what it is. So Paco,
yeah,
you're back.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What are we doing right now?
You know what? We're gonna go ahead and get into what's whack and recommendations. Dean, do you have any kind of rants or recommendations?
Yeah, I can come up with something.
We're gonna go ahead and start it off nice and proper with the it's whack. Okay, we're gonna let Joe start it off, get a nice traffic rant going.
Yes, you guys start.
Yeah. So here we go. So what's whack? That's a little thing for tag thing. Anyway, so what's what's whack is I'm gonna have to say it, traffic. Only because Only because I actually went back to the office this week. I had to go back to the office to move my desk around, because they wanted to be spaced out. So I went back. Going to work, it wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of traffic. So I got what I needed done at the office, and then I was coming back, and the freeway was like at a standstill, and it was like horrible. So as I was there, probably like, I don't know, man, maybe 15, 20 minutes on the freeway, like crawling. There was a truck that was flipped over and overturned on the freeway. So that, like, there was no way to get off of the freeway like right away. Like, you had to go wait to the next exit, which was like a distance away. So it was like, that was really whack. It was supposed to be a nice little quick, easy day, not doing nothing, but that traffic was whack, and too many people are on the roads right now.
Yeah. Joe, when you're like, because there's traffic, I myself have heard of your traffic woes, of course. When you are stuck in traffic, I mean, what happens to you? Do you just go bed?
I just listen to music or podcasts and like just wait. But once I get home, I complain about it. So like when I'm out there, like I don't get road rage or nothing like that. But I do try to figure out how the fastest way to get out of it is. And it happened.
And I understand. I mean, you guys have 1 million people on your roads at one time.
Not as bad as LA, but it's still bad.
So, Gene, is that relevant or irrelevant to you? That way?
That's irrelevant because I don't drive. I public transport, so the train just goes. Yeah. But there's no traffic jam, but relying on public transport itself, especially Brisbane's public transport, it can be an absolute retarded nightmare. Retarded in the sense of to hold back. And I am held back from work often or places I need to be because they just don't have they don't have it together. So I definitely understand that in my own way from the public transport end.
Yeah, I used to actually take the bus and the light rail train to work and stuff, and it's nice, but it doesn't go as far as I need it to go. So like to drive over to like where the hub's at, where you get picked up at, like that drive is almost as long as the drive to driving to work. So I might as well drive to work because then I can go wherever I want right after work, or do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
Whereas if I go on the public transit system, then it's waiting hours, and then a lot of times there's homeless people on there like sleeping, and so it's like I prefer to drive.
Yeah, sure, man. Get you.
Paco, do you think that's relevant to you?
Yeah, it's relevant. I don't like traffic either, Jay. It's very irritating. I find it very relevant. Traffic is whack, Jay.
You find it relevant because I talk about it all the time?
No, because we live in the same city, so it's not like I'm seeing different traffic than you. I see the same traffic. Probably it's horrendous.
All right, so Paco,
do
you want to recommend it's whack, or do you want to pass it to Gene?
I'm not sure if I should do this. It's whack because it has to do with the word. Should we do it?
Go for it.
Okay, it's whack. The word retarded, because I don't think anybody ever misused that word retarded. It means slow. Like, is this guy retarded? That means is this guy slow? Oh yeah, we got a retarder in the engine. That like the truck engine. That means to slow it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I learned that and I thought about it the other day. I don't think anybody's really ever used it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's still offensive somehow. You know what I'm saying? I think it's whack, but it's so offensive because it used to be my go-to word, and it makes so much sense when you use it. You know what I'm saying? And the retarded people are not getting offended. It's the people that are related to the retarded people that are getting offended, right? Am I right or am I wrong? And sometimes the people that get offended are not even retarded or even know anybody who's retarded. So it doesn't make sense. It's retarded. That's what's whack. That word is whack to me now.
Okay.
Is that relatable to you, Jay?
Yeah. I mean, because I have a brother that's
right. That's what.
That's retarded. Okay.
Oh
no. Yeah. I mean, I don't really see an issue with it, but if others do, what it is what it is. But everything's too sensitive nowadays to the point where you don't know if it really is offensive or not.
You know, it's not even the people that is supposed to be offended by it. It's the people that wants to be offended by things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything is too. You can't say this. You can't say that.
I say whatever I want.
When back in the day, we were all saying it. You know, it's not like it was necessarily malintentions, like evil. You know, saying it on purpose to offend someone. Like I think most of the time it was being used correctly. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been misused, actually. If you think about it, in every single sense, that anytime you can think of an example, it's always been used properly, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gene, is that relevant to you or irrelevant?
I know that is relevant to me. Australia, America, contrast here back in the day, 90s, whatever. Yeah, it was used to basically mean, you know, someone's a damn fool. But it had nothing to do with anyone that is intellectually handicapped or anything along those lines whatsoever. As you said, that is just to slow down, to hold back is the word, to retard itself. And at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned with all of that, you know, it's about intent, and you can hear the intent, like myself before, the intent was clear, and that should be enough of this enough outrage, wearing it as like a badge of honor, you know, recreational outrage. You know, there's more important things to worry about, people. That's my 2 cents basically on that. But good point, Parkour.
And you know, I think a lot of it has to do with social media. You know, you just go on there and you know, people, we got to remember, man, social media isn't the real world. So, you know, because it's banned on social media, don't mean when you see me in person, I'm not going to call you retarded. Okay, so
exactly.
Gene, do you have a what's whack for us?
Yeah, I do have a what's whack. A little insight what's happening down here with corona restrictions, the pandemic and restrictions. Now we're pretty much in the final act of it, in Act 3, coming towards the end. I won't go into details, just look it up, the difference between the population of Australia, America, the politics, etc., if you want a deep dive on it. But I'm talking about the restrictions they're seeming to want to keep in place, which are totally goddamn unnecessary. I was talking about public transport. We have the little buttons on the side of the train to open the doors. We are meant to use our elbows to open these, not our fingers. And I'm like, what on earth are you talking about? And for people like, here's an example of, we're focusing on the wrong thing but not the whole picture. When you go to a public toilet, and you press that little button, that flush button, can you imagine how goddamn filthy that thing is? But there's no focus on that. But no, the train on the little, and it's just, it's just these little ludicrous things they're keeping in place to try and, it is. My point being, it's enough already. There's 5 people here who have it. They're in hospital. Can we just get back to business here, basically? This is just for me and how we're at down here, but they're keeping these little ridiculous things going. Big one for me as well. Mostly what is whack with all of this, where we're at the moment in Queensland, we can have a sports event with 30,000 plus people all get in there, go team. We're not allowed to dance in a club or a bar or a pub with 50 people. We have to sit down. We're not allowed to get up and dance, even just, a couple of old people, 3 or 4 guys with a beer tapping their foot along to the band. No tapping the feet, sit down. That is whack AF.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's relevant, right? Relevant's the right term.
How long you been on the show?
I know, because we just started that where we say relevant, irrelevant, or relatable,
okay,
unrelatable.
go ahead.
So relevant, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say relevant. Because some of these guidelines are maybe supposed to help with the slowing down or the retarding of the coronavirus, but it's not consistent across the board. So they can have huge gatherings with kids going to school, but you can't, and even going to the supermarket, like everyone's going to the store. There's tons of people there, hundreds, depending on the size of the store, the malls and such. Like people are going in there. They do limit in some stores, but like still mass gatherings happening But then, like in a restaurant or something like that, you can only have 1 or 2 people, and then the craziest part is when you go into a restaurant. Like I haven't really been to restaurants just because I just want to be comfortable and I don't want to worry about all that. You go into the restaurant, you have to have your mask to go in. To order your food, you have to have it on.
Mhm.
But when you eat, you just take it off and then you start eating. Like if you have to go to the restroom, you have to put it back on to walk across the room. Like I don't think it really matters too much if you have your mask on, walking across or having it off walking across because you have it off when you're eating. And when you're eating, you're like actually opening your mouth and like trying to take food in. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Yeah.
It's wacky. It's wacky, and the consistency is the thing. That's all we ask for down here is consistency.
Yeah, I think it's whack too. Just for all the reasons you guys said, I agree with. And you're just supposed to quarantine the sick, not the healthy. You know what I'm saying? Just like Gene was pointing out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about this all day. Let's go ahead.
No, I don't want to go.
Recommendations. Jay, I want you to kick off the recommendation portion.
All right, recommendations. So I got so it's actually 2 different recommendations, but they're very similar. So it's almost like one. So they both just started. It's Star Trek Discovery and then Star Wars The Mandalorian. So both of those just started. I mean, Mandalorian just came out today. Star Trek Discovery started, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, but either way, it's on CBS now, Star Trek, and then Disney Plus is Mandalorian. So both of those are very, very good, very entertaining. I mean, I'm kind of a little more partial to Star Trek just because I like the sci-fi more than the storytelling or fairy tales of Star Wars.
Sure.
They're both really good. I enjoy watching both. Baby Yoda, or it's not really Yoda, but whatever. That Baby Yoda is awesome. It's probably the best part of the whole show. So that's what my recommendation.
Okay, you know what? I messed up really bad. This is the part where we say relevant or irrelevant.
Yeah, see?
The last time was relatable.
How long you been on the show?
Gene, is that relatable? I mean, is that relevant? You know what? Relevant or irrelevant to you?
Yeah, I got you. Do I mark for it or not? Yeah. Okay, first of all, I'll touch on the Star Trek. And quick question: is that the new one with Picard?
No. So Picard that one came out last year.
Okay.
So far, I've only had 1 season. Discovery is the one where like they pretty much like it was I forget the timeline, but it's before even Captain Kirk and Spock. Matter of fact, Spock is in like season 2, but it's right before that Star Trek the first series.
Is it 7 of 9?
So 7 of 9 is in the hard one because she was she was actually from Voyager.
Okay.
To escape from the Borg.
Okay. Well, this is proving that it's not relevant to me. I'm not a Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek mark.
Check yourself, Gene.
I wanted to know about the new one, the other one with Picard, because I like. God damn, what's the actor's name? Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, yes.
Yes, I like Patrick Stewart as an actor. I respect that man highly. So I was curious how that one was, but I'm not a Star Trek man as people can see. But Mandalorian is very relevant. I very much mark out for that. First season was absolutely dope. I think I've said it before on here or on my pod. Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One, Mandalorian, 3 best things from the Star Wars universe ever. And I'm really looking forward to number 2. Your Baby Yoda was and is brilliant, especially when he's doing the Force shit. Yes. Great. Can't wait. It dropped here last night, so I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to be binging that today, definitely. The guy who plays Mandalorian's great. It's got Werner Herzog in it, that creepy old guy with the Empire, or how they're situated at the moment. He's a classic creep of cinema, that guy, and he's killing it in this role. Yeah, Mandalorian all day, every day.
Yeah, totally. No, I like it too because it's not, like the last 3 Star Wars movies that came out, were really about just big production, making money, like just going over the top type of deal. Whereas I think the Mandalorian's more grounded. It feels like a a Western in a sense, where it's
Yes.
very subtle but impactful in what they're doing. So yeah, the acting is on point. The stories all check out within the Star Wars canon. So it definitely is a good show to watch. Whether you're a fan of Star Wars or not, it's a good show.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's John Favreau, I think his name is, who did Swingers a long time ago. That movie, yeah, the smaller guy, not Vince Vaughn. He's the guy behind it, and another guy, I forget the other showrunner. So they're Star Wars fans. They're not Star Wars employees doing this. You know what I mean? And they've got money. They've got that Hollywood money to really geek out and create what they always wanted to see. And I think they've done it there, Joe Audio.
Oh yeah, and he also does some production and directing with the Avengers and the whole Marvel cinematic.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He knows his stuff with that sort of thing, with superheroes in general. Yeah.
Okay, so
What's up?
Paco, the amount of engagement that you had with me and Gene in this conversation. What do you think?
It's irrelevant to me just because, I really don't care for TV shows or movies or anything. I mean, I like Star Wars, whatever. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like there's so much homework I gotta do just to keep up. And I'm just uninterested in TV shows of almost any kind. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Same goes for movies. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about sitting unless I actually take the time to sit down and watch a movie. Then I realize, hey, I should watch more movies. Yeah. But then I don't because I'd rather just watch YouTube clips.
Yeah, no, I feel as Kxng Crooked says himself, fuck Holly weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't know, man. These things, they put these things out just to keep your attention, and it's not necessarily a bad thing if you're watching a movie for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And it's doing what it's supposed to, things like that. But if you take it too serious and reference movies all the times to real life and stuff, I think you got something else going on there.
Yeah, agreed. 100.
Basically, I'm saying they're shaping the reality with the media. But you know what? It's entertainment too, man. I watched a movie called Scorch last night, and that brings me to my recommendation. I sat down and watched this movie called Scorch. It's from 2002. It's about a small bank in like a small town, and there's like employees there. They all rob it on the same day, pretty much, different parts of the bank, and then they all put the money. They don't get caught. You got to watch it. One of the dudes goes to Vegas and then puts like 250 grand on blackjack, or not blackjack, roulette. And it's a funny movie. It's got Woody Harrelson and some other people I don't know. But it's a great watch, dude. I couldn't stop laughing.
So that's interesting. I mean, you go on a kind of a little rant there about hating on watching movies and TV shows, and then you go and recommend a movie.
Yeah, because I said, I don't usually watch them a lot. That's why this movie's from 2002. I said if it's entertaining, then it's doing its job.
Yeah, how do you know if it's not entertaining if you don't watch it?
Jude, that's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Didn't you hear when I said I usually don't watch movies, but when I do take the time, I'm like, why don't I watch more movies? Yeah. And then I just go back into like not caring about movies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's weird, Joe. I'm too caught up in YouTube. That's what it is. Is that movie relevant or irrelevant to you? I don't know. Go ahead.
I would say relevant because I know I've seen it before. I just don't remember it. So I'm gonna watch it again. Just because it's
know what? It's free on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch it on YouTube. I think it's with ads, but
no, I'd rather watch it on Vudu or something where I pay for it.
I pay for the YouTube Premium, and you're on it, so you can watch it for free without ads.
No, I don't want to.
Go ahead. Gene, I don't even know. Is that relevant or not? Go ahead.
That is relevant to me. I know exactly what Parkour is saying, and I do agree with him, but I am a movie mark, absolutely. The whole actor shtick, it's kind of part of my nature. But in terms of your recommendation, I love a good heist movie. I love a good heist flick. This sounds like a unique way to tell that story or to play out that scenario. And Woody Harrelson, enough said on that.
Yeah. He's hilarious in it the whole time.
Yeah, he's great. He's fucking great.
Yeah.
Shall I keep on going with my recommendation?
Yeah, another
Yes, I think.
recommendation. Go ahead. We got all night. We got nothing.
Okay. What have I got? What have I got? I am going to go TV. I'm going to go TV here. It's one I think maybe people don't know because HBO Max is a new streaming service out there put out by HBO. And they do it's high-end, high-level productions is what they want to do with Max, hence the term Max, to max it out. One of the first ones they've done is called Raised by Wolves. It is a TV series, science fiction. The producer, the creator, the showrunner is none other than Ridley Scott. You know, that's Mr. Alien, Blade Runner, what else? Gladiator. You know, he's a legendary director.
Black, right? Wasn't Pitch Black? No.
No, that's not him. That's not him. No. The actors, they're not very well. So the actors aren't very well known, except for the Australian guy. I forget his actual name, but he played Rhaegar in Vikings. He's the main guy from Vikings at the start of Vikings, anyway, and he's fantastic. The people who play the androids are absolutely fantastic because playing an android is actually quite difficult, but they kill it. But the plot, I'm not going to go into the plot details because it's very complex and layered. But it is kind of like Game of Thrones in space, but way, way better because it's also a terraforming of a planet / creation story / looking at transhumanism, more human than human, because the androids are the ones, as it progresses, show empathy and sympathy for the young children's plight in this universe, whilst the humans turn more and more corrupt. That's basically the setup. Have a look there, people. HBO Max. It's really, really good. One season so far. Please don't cancel it, as every other decent TV show is being cancelled at the moment, because I will give up on television if that continues. But otherwise, until then, do check it out. That's my recommendation. So,
one more time, the name of that show, one more time.
Raised by Wolves.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. And, you know, I'm probably going to be having to get HBO Max soon just because eventually, you know, the whole Justice League Snyder Cut is going to be released on there. And I'm just curious to see how that's going to be worked on there, because from what I'm hearing is like they're going to be doing more high production, like movie type shows on there, like you were saying, with other like I think the Green Lantern, I think they're having something with that maybe. Things, you know, so I'm definitely going to be probably have to get that service, a streaming service eventually. So, but what you were just describing with all the details of, you know, in space and the whole Android, and that sounds interesting to me. I definitely want to check that out.
So relevant.
Yeah. Parkour, what do you think? Does this pique your interest?
Yeah, that seems relevant, because the last time Gene recommended a show to me, which was Community, I ended up watching almost all the episodes and everything. So I take his recommendations very serious, and I respect them. So I will at least check out the first couple episodes of this Raised by Wolves on HBO Max.
HBO Max. At least the first couple of episodes there, just to look at what they're doing with human versus android as well, what it is to be human. And Ridley Scott, he directs the first 2 episodes, and it has some of the most beautiful kill scenes, as in horror kill scenes. Beautiful kill scenes I have ever seen. And I do say beautiful and artistic intentionally here. It's stunning. Stunning.
I can only imagine.
We love gory stuff. Me and Joe,
I don't know about that.
We love gory. That podcast I recommended, My Funeral Home Stories. Did you hear any of those? Those are very good.
No, I didn't. No. Sorry.
It's good if you like gory stuff.
I like more the sci-fi aspect of it, but you know, if it's in there, it's in there. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely and what Paco said about Community is 100% true, because he watched nonstop every single day until he probably watched it all the way through. I mean,
I bought them on Vudu, and then I realized it was on Netflix. But then they took an episode out on Netflix because of blackface. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so retarded. Yeah, but you know, I bought them on Vudu, so I have all the episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm happy about that. But yeah, Raised by Wolves, especially if you're a sci-fi mark, get onto it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm gonna go watch it right after this.
I kind of want to watch Borat next.
Okay, Jay, do you have a recommendation?
I'm gonna recommend something I haven't seen yet, so I don't really know if I should be recommending. But from what I heard, it's good.
I mean, you can.
I want to watch
the experience.
I want to. Well, I'm gonna recommend to myself at least to watch Borat, subsequent movie film, the second Borat movie. Only because the first one I loved it so much. Just seeing Ali G in interviews and like how he carries out this character does not break character like once he's in it. And then how he's able to just pretty much on the fly, just improv everything he does. He's able to, make the people, kind of draw the people out into situations, get them where he wants them to be, and act so natural with it without skipping a beat. So I want to watch this new Borat movie.
Is that relevant to you, Gene?
It is relevant to me because I am keen to see it very much so. I thought the first one was spectacular. I thought it, in terms of like a comedian with cojones like no one else, with what he gets away with, the people he interviews against their own goddamn will and just embarrasses them totally, and people who deserve to be embarrassed as well, because he often shows up how crap these people actually are, be it Borat or even Bruno as other characters, Ali G, of course. And I really want to see it mostly because there's, you guys have heard the trailers, you've heard the audio spots on the radio, whatever, down here as well, with the Michael Pennis, I brought the girl, when he's actually gone into a press conference with Michael Pennis. How he has gotten away with this in 2020 is extraordinary.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. That's one of the things too about Borat, and especially now, like how he's able to do like even clips like things he's done. I don't know if they're in the movie or not, but where he was at some type of like festival or something where they were singing songs, and he got on stage. I don't know how he does this. He gets on stage, starts singing some like song, and then he starts doing these chants, and then people just start chanting along with him, saying whatever he's saying. Then he starts saying some like really bad like things like to kill people and this and that, like racist things, and people are just going along with it like sheep, essentially, and it's amazing. And then in the fact that like in the movie or whatever he puts out, like he gets people to sign releases on this stuff too. So like not only are they dumb enough to follow along and fall for the prank, they actually are saying, oh, okay, cool, I'll get my 5 seconds of fame, and then they want to be so it's like
that's a really good point, because image release, for it to go mainstream, to be distributed, everyone has to sign an image release form, and that's all the politicians he messes with as well. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Sorry, hadn't thought about that before. That's nuts. So totally relevant. We'll be watching it myself soon there, Joe. Yeah.
Paco.
Yeah, it's halfway relevant. I don't know why. I love Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
I love his work. I watched This Is America on Showtime and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, man, I got this feeling like this Borat movie is gonna let me down. I feel like they showed all the best parts already, and if I watch it, it's gonna let me down. That's how I feel. But you know what? I'll wait till it comes out on VHS or something.
VHS.
Oh man,
fucking Laserdisc.
I'm kind of worried, man. I'm kind of worried it's gonna let me down. That's the main reason I don't want to see it.
There's word on the Gimmick Gang page that it's a disappointment. Yeah, shout out to, if I may, Carl Betancourt. He threw that up there, and there's a bit of a thread going on at the moment. But I'm going to watch it regardless. I will watch it regardless. Yeah.
I'm going to eventually watch it, but right now I kind of want to keep my distance. I don't know why. I just don't want to be disappointed again. Yeah, I don't want to be disappointed again in 2020. It's not feel like that.
I feel that.
Oh man. I don't know. I think.
I got a recommendation.
Okay.
I mean, you guys get 2 recommendations. I only get 1. Is that how it goes, or what? Or what's going on?
I'm gonna recommend you do a recommendation.
Oh, so you get 3. Wow. And just slide one in.
Yeah.
I recommend the Arizona Cardinals. Man, they beat the Seahawks in an amazing game. Okay. This is recommended for me. I recommend it.
Yeah.
NFL, the show. You guys watch NFL. Go ahead and watch NFL stuff, man.
That's American football for those that don't know. It's
who cares what people say about football and stuff? It might be staged. It's not real and stuff. I don't know any of that. Okay, I enjoyed watching the Seahawks lose to the Arizona Cardinals the other day, and I recommend the Arizona Cardinals to everybody in the world, even Gene. I recommend that. Okay, is this relevant to you, Gene?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Thank you.
We don't have NFL. The only sport I watch is the Sport of Kings, professional wrestling. Check out Dark Mark's podcast. And that's not even a sport. That's how little I care about sports. So it is what it is.
Beautiful.
What's that?
It's more of a beautiful theater.
Yes, a violent ballet.
Yeah. I definitely think this is 100% relevant. It's probably more relevant to me than you.
Oh wow!
Bringing this up because I'm wearing a Cardinals hat. This is the Arizona Cardinals hat. I don't want to take it off because I haven't shaved my head, and but I'll turn around if this is the Arizona Cardinals hat. So that's what I'm saying. I've been down with them from the get go. I went to Glendale High School, which was Arizona or home of the Cardinals. So I've been a Cardinal fan from day one. So
yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for agreeing with one of mine for once.
Yeah, no,
I'm just kidding. You have anything else you want to say, Gene? What about non-recommendations? Something you do not recommend that you have experience with.
When people are, so I'm just going to go on like people out in public, because I'm, back to working again. So I'm out in the public on a daily basis and just noticing how quirky, to put it nicely, people are out there. And when they're trying to just, get from A to B, if you're in basically a suburban street, down here we have the little crossing poles, whatever they call them, where you push the button and then across the little green or red man on the crossing lights, to get across the road. If you can't even hear a car coming, let alone see one, and you have pretty much, green parks around you, cross the road. Don't stand there for 5 to 10 minutes waiting. Well, not 5 to 10, but, cross the goddamn road. What is going on here? Don't be sheep. That's a non-recommendation. Don't, just use your mind to get to A to B. You don't need all these noises and signs and think for yourself. Don't let, what you see in front of you telling you what to do. That's a non-recommendation.
Yeah. Is that relatable or relevant or irrelevant? We got to go around table here.
Oh man. If I got to be honest,
go ahead, Mr. Nerd. Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't cross unless the crosswalk sign or the go little green guy or whatever says to go. Only because I don't really cross that often like that. But we live on pretty major intersections, so there's usually cars most of the time anyway. And it's considered jaywalking. I but
you know what? I don't know how to feel about this. It's relatable. It's not relatable because I remember, out here it's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I was driving home one night, picking up my brother from work, and there was we was coming down Thomas Road. It's a very busy road out here. And on the way back, there's a long line, slowed down cars, and what's going on? And then when we finally get to a McDonald's kind of part of the road, there's a dead woman in the middle of the street because she got hit by a car because she refused to take the crosswalk. And you see blood coming out her mouth, her legs off. It's like she's not breathing. There's another woman crying over her body. There's people oh my God. And I'm like, well, if she would have used the crosswalk, this wouldn't have happened. But then she would have looked like a square. So what do you do? What do you do, man?
I do say people, use common sense as well. There's a difference between a crossing near a park, let alone in a crazy intersection and end up dying on the way to McDonald's. Yeah.
It was sad, you know what I'm saying? And when you look at someone and they're dead. Just that feeling in your soul. You're like, oh God, I wish I didn't see this.
Every time we pass that road, that part of the road, Paco brings it up. So it's very traumatic for him at this point.
Yeah, but out in Phoenix, man, people just cross the road like nothing in the most busiest intersections, dude. People almost die every single day, and people do die because I've seen it happen.
No, I feel you. There's differences between the two cultures and countries, of course. But that lady definitely was not feeling it. No, she wasn't loving it. She wasn't loving it.
No. She wasn't about to look like a square using the crosswalk. Yeah.
All right. So, I don't know what else we got left. I think we're
tell them where your podcast is found. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you. At Dark Marks Podcast, Google it. We're on all major streaming platforms everywhere, and all of that. We will return to YouTube in the future, just when we basically pump up our production values. Yeah. Follow us Into the Dark on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Dark Marks Podcast, and also we have a new one coming. A couple of boys from the No One Likes Us. They're joining forces with Dark Marks. No One Likes Us, a Gimmick Gang guys again. And we are creating a film criticism podcast. More on that coming soon. Yeah, thank you guys.
That's tight. You keep us informed, keep us posted.
And of course, thank you for letting me back on one of the funniest and most fun podcasts to be on. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, if you want to get on YouTube, you can always come back onto our show. In the meantime.
I like it.
All right, man. So with that being said, about that. And let me play our little outro music. This is live, so that's why it's I know. Okay, and here we go.
Hey, Joe Audio, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
They can find me. You can find me on my other podcast as well, Bars Radio, at Bars Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Pretty much, we play really what we want, how we want. It's we do tend to play more Latin hip hop, artists, but we do play whatever, So it is what it is.
Cool. We'll cross promotion that on Dark Marks Podcast, Bars Radio as well. We love the hip hop as well. So sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, shout out to Young Fee. He just came out with this album. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got my shirt, 80s Baby shirt.
Oh, dope.
Check it out. That's Arizona Avondale Productions. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the best albums I've heard in a while. We're gonna go ahead and review that soon.
No doubt.
And we're out.
Okay. Such an idiot.
And we're out.